adding a little bit of an edit to this video. You can see right here we have 35 murmuring Obols. You get those from running events. You pick them up like money. They are the ones that pop up here that you spend at the curiosity vendor, like the blood shards in V3. Yeah, just did not include that, I guess, in the last video of how you get those. You can get them in the world events, or in this dungeon, this chest turned into an event, or if you saw that event earlier in the video with the pylon, that was an event that gave us some Obols, I believe, at that point as well. I think we had 10, we're up to 95. I believe it gives you 35 a piece, or something around about that. I should do a little recording. The shrines in this game are definitely different. As you can see, my action bar here has turned into third, and now every ability that we use will teleport us and do massive amounts of lightning damage. Come on, let me find something. Let's go. Let me sink into attack. You pretty much just stop. But while you have that active, you just spam your freaking left click and it'll teleport you around. And you just go back. So on enemies like that, I'm not going to spend my resources right clicking other than to apply the bonus. I could, if I really wanted to. And you'll see when I right click with Bone Spear, it'll hit the first one and then splinter off and AoE behind it. Super awesome. I actually really love it. And as you can see the chat here, only way I can get legendaries now is gambling. 12 dungeons, 10 events, 0 legendaries. Yeah, it's very RNG, dude. Welcome to Diablo for you. You run some serious content to get absolutely nothing. Like I said, I've gotten about 45 legendaries so far, and only a handful, maybe 2 of them were useful. I really want the Skeletal Mage legendary for the Necro to give me 3 more mages. That would be awesome. In this game, since it is open world, when you are in the open world, it does not work in dungeons. If you right click an area, you will pin it. Your party members can see your pin. And when you're not in a dungeon and you're in an open world, in your map you'll see a little maroon line that will actually show you essentially the quickest path. It's not always working because sometimes it's taken me to a spot and then been like, oh, go this way, and there's like a wall there and there's no way to go through the wall. So sometimes there's areas where you have to like crouch or climb or go down a rope or something or down a wall side. You can just walk up to it and hit the space bar. But a few times it's given me a path that is literally not possible to do. So that kind of sucks. For the most part though, it'll give you the quickest route there. It's a good Google map for the most part. If you ever see these healing wells that work like regular healing wells, if you're short on healing potions but you're full of health, you can still click on it and it'll fill your potions. Trying to get to a boss fight, so we can't go over one of those. Should be coming on soon. I am in a dungeon right now. So he ignored my taunt completely. Oh crap, that was the dungeon boss. That's not crappy. I'm just gonna thunder all this crap in town. And do a quick, simple playthrough. Alright, so in town you can see other people's minions sometimes. Normally they are like very translucent. You can barely see them. They literally look like ghosts. So Kyovasad is the main town in Act 1. You have your occultist here. He is the guy that extracts and then prints your aspects, which we talked about earlier in our inventory. Those are your those are your legendary aspects. Each of these things, they're not legendary traits, they're called legendary aspects. So when we go over here, maybe I can do it, maybe I can't. I want to put, so here's your Codex of Power. Show only my class. These are the ones that we can get. Blood Lance deals more damage. Increased damage to its member target per lanced enemy. We're using Bone Spear, and we're not using Blood Lance stuff. We're not using any of the blood skills, so those are useless to us. So that's from your Codex of Power, but we also have our aspects from our inventory. I wish all of these would just go into, when you extract it from here, if I'm extracting this, it's going to destroy my weapon, and it's going to take this bone prison destroying thing, and it's going to put it in here as an aspect. Why not just put it in the damn Codex of Power? Because they want you to explore the world and unlock these through the world. So I'm assuming I'm going to go to weapons. So these are all Army of the Dead, basic skills, Sever, Decrepify, Bone Spirit, basic skills, Skeletons, gain increased damage while alive up to 20% after 10 seconds. Dude, I want that too. Looking for it. Here's this one right here. I believe that's what that is. No. Yeah, that's the same thing. We don't have any of these. We're not sacrificing anything. But if you were running a petless build, you'd want sacrifice bonus increased by 15%. That's awesome. So I guess this goes to your rings only. I would love to have this one be this one. I guess none of these really apply to us. We're not using Decompose. I guess that one does. Aspect of Torment. Do we already have that though? Crit strikes give us essence regeneration. I believe we already had that somewhere. Yeah, that's that one right there. So we have this on this already. Injured gives you stuff. Lucky hit, we don't care about that. We're not using Iron Maiden. I don't really know what the hell all these are. Movement speed. So I guess these are supposed to be movement speed buffs. These are some kind of other utility. Crowd control. These look like they're all CC types. When you mouse over, it doesn't actually tell you what the hell it is. So it'd be nice if it said weapons and offhands and accessories, but you see here, shield, helm, chest, like here's the slots you can actually put them in. I want my weapon to have this one. So what we'll do is we're going to put our weapon that we want to use, and we're going to go to this. We're going to drag this and drop it here. So it will turn when Bone Prison destroyed or expires, does damage. We're going to turn it into Bone Spear's primary attack, makes enemies hit beyond it vulnerable. So we're already using Bone Spear to apply it to our boss. This right here will allow us to drop this and pick up Hemorrhage for survivability, which I might actually just go ahead and do and give it a whirl. So over here in town, I'll just pull this up. You have your amulets and rings, crafting and buying. Actually, I think it's just buying. I don't think it's crafting. Yeah, so you're just buying them in here. You can't craft these. Sadly, it's kind of stupid. Rings and stuff, they don't look like they really. I don't know. It's nothing like D3. So the itemization on here is completely different. In your inventory, another quick thing to note that you can do, which is amazing. Can't believe that it took me a while to really figure this out and learn it. When you hit the spacebar over an item, you mark it as trash. Then you go to the vendor to sell your stuff. So we go to the jeweler. Here's where you're gonna craft all your gems. You know, it costs money to craft gems. Probably shouldn't have done that. Now I don't have enough money for what I wanted to do. You can unsocket items by clicking this and then clicking on that. I don't want to do that. You can add sockets to things. Costs for this, it costs 2 of these. We only have 1, so can't do that anyway. I don't have enough gold either, but we can add a socket to an item. And as you can see, it looks like you can add them to most legendary items, legs, rings, weapons. Nicholas already has one, so that's probably why. And this one has one. I think I added this one. But when you mark everything as trash, you only have to right-click 1, and it sells all. So now we have 35,000. Now let's see if we can add a socket to our weapon. Yes, we can. So it costs 1. We have 2. I'm adding a socket to my weapon, and let's go ahead and add sockets to this ring because I know we're going to be using it. That one was expensive. I've used up all my scattered prisms. Now it's time to go to our stash over here. We also have a wardrobe. I'll show you that. There is a stable master that's not in the game. Also, your health potions. You don't get special unique health potions in this game. Every 10 levels, you'll upgrade your health potion to heal for more health over time and instant. And I'll show you that in a second here. But right now, we're going to go ahead and go over to our stash and our wardrobe. Wardrobe is what you think of it. It is your transmogrification station, where unlike D3 where you change the colors of each slot, now you have these selected pigment. These are basically like a color palette. Like if you think of like your lady's freaking, I don't know, eye powder stuff, mascara, not mascara, I don't know what the hell it's called, man. The stuff they put on their eyelids or their blushes and stuff. You just click this and it'll change the predetermined pieces based off of whatever you're picking. So like I just like for my necro like the grays. I don't want all the blues and greens. I went with the green on my druid. I think I went with the orange on my ranger. But for my necro, I'm going with the blacks and the grays. Very basic. Your weapon things in here you can change. I believe whenever you salvage items, yeah, you have to salvage items to learn their transmog. So you get an item and you want to use it as a transmog, make sure that you salvage it, don't vendor it, so you can actually transmog it. But for me, you can set it to unequip. I'm going to leave mine at default because I actually like this little board ball. It's pretty nifty. You can have ensembles that you save. Like we want to save this one just like it is. We're going to load it. Okay, so now anytime I do something different, I can always come back here, just click on this and load it, and it should change my appearance. You can unlock more tabs that have different appearances. I don't know why the hell you'd need to do that, but I guess it's there if you do decide you need to. Here's your stash. Definitely different than D3, where your stash was more vertical. This is more like cubical, I guess, a little bit more horizontal. You can edit the tabs and change their names and add, you know, your icons, like same as D3. You can click this to auto sort it. I wish I didn't do that, but I did like an idiot. I guess it does kind of work. These potions are ones that we crafted. We have some in our bag already. They're kind of useless for us now, maxed out. But I do want to put some items in our gems and jewelries. This is 5% resist all, so I'm putting that in there. Armor, we're looking at thorns, don't care about that. Max life, we're going to go ahead and put that in there. And then we're looking at weapon skills. We want, I think, I'm not sure what we want our weapon. Alright, here we go. Chipped Emerald. Crit strike damage to vulnerable enemies. You remember, we have multiple things that are applying vulnerability. Therefore, that will really just add more damage on top of the other more damage you already have. I'm not sure with this build that I'm running if my attack power really does a lot. It doesn't say anything about buffing your minions. So I'm not sure if our attack power really matters, or our DPS. Like this has, our DPS is 211 damage per second. Well, I have this shield here that increases our main hand weapon damage by 80%. Well, will that increase my minions? But it also has on it minion attack speed plus 4%. So that's pretty awesome. The difference is this offhand gives us 31% damage while we have barrier, and if you remember, our legs give us barrier and our chest adds on to that, like a little synergy with the chest piece. I don't really know. It's a hard decision to say, okay, this is going to be better overall. It does have thorns, which our golem, I believe, gets. It does have minion attack speed, which is great. You do gain armor for 4 seconds, not attacking anything, which does give you 25% more armor over time. However, if you can see, this is a shield. It is not a focus item. So our attack does go down from 470 to 423. Our armor goes up. Actually, our armor actually went down than using this. That's interesting. Our armor with the shield went down from using our orb. Okay. But the cool thing is, if you hit shift while looking at items, it'll pop up at the bottom. You'll see here, you can see what you're losing. So at the top, you can see what the differences are, but you can also see the properties that you're using. So if we switch to the shield instead of the orb, we lose lucky crit, we lose crit chance, we lose 7 to all stats, we lose our cooldown reduction, we lose our socket, and we lose that legendary power. I wish that I could know if this is better. I'm really not sure. I'm not a big theory crafter person, but is 4% minion attack speed better than 50 attack power? I don't know. Do you? Good question. One that I don't know, and I'm not going to figure it out. So to open a new tab, you can get another 50 slots. Okay, so each tab is 50 slots. It's 100,000 gold, which I don't obviously have right now. Let's go ahead and head on down to the gambling vendor. Here you have your world tier statue. So your world tier is your torment level from D3. If you go here and you click on the statue of Inarius, you can change your difficulty levels. Plain and simple. Here's your alchemist, where you craft your potions, upgrade your herbs, and also upgrade your healing potion. Here's your healer. It'll heal you up. It'll refill your health pots. Blacksmith, I want to say is self-explanatory. However, there's no crafting in the game right now. I don't know if that's intended or if it's just for beta. So you have your weapon vendor, your armor vendor. Never buy this crap. Do not spend your money on this stuff. This is never really going to be anything useful in here that you can't get from just running the content. Here's our blacksmith. As you can see, you have your salvage, your repair, and your upgrade. Not enough money to upgrade this, but I will be upgrading this and this because it has the traits that we want on them right now. You can repair our gear.
Unexpected.
You can, it's just like Diablo 3, you can destroy the different qualities automatically instead of having them do each one. Here is your healer. It'll re-heal your health and it'll give you your health pots. Now something new is upgrading your health potions. So you start at 1, 10, 20, 30, 45, 60, 70, 80, 90, and I'm assuming eventually 100. Who knows? You can craft your elixirs in here. Here's the different ones that you can craft. I have only been doing the weak iron barb because it's armor, thorns, and experience by 5%. You could say, okay, well, my character does a lot of overpower damage, so I'll pick that up. Or I want increased attack speed because I'm barbarian, and you can pick that up instead. All of these potions give you 5% increased experience. So, shadow, poison, lightning, fire, cold. Those are self-explanatory. Those are your resistances. The assault is attack speed. The crushing is your overpower. Third eye is your dodge. I don't know what the hell that is. I guess dodging an attack. It is not your active dodge, your evade. And then your iron barb is your armor, thorns, and experience, which is what I've been using because why not? I have these, didn't craft them. I guess that didn't sell it even though it looked like it could. You have all these things that you can... I don't know what this is for yet. Honestly, I don't know the point of doing these. I'm assuming it's to... Okay, it's exactly what it's for. In order to upgrade your potions for healing later on, you're going to need a certain amount of resources for materials to upgrade your healing potion strength. As you can see, just from doing Act 1 in the beta, we have enough to pretty much get us to level 70.
That is too expensive.
Yeah, we can get to level 70. And then after level 80, we need those Fiend races, which I stated I have not seen in the game. They probably drop either from higher difficulties or just different acts in the game. Incense is not in the game yet. I'm assuming it acts kind of like a potion where it gives you a buff for a certain amount of time. And then you refine resources. Like I said, I don't know what these refine for. I don't know what... I guess you can take all this stuff and make moss, light side. You can, it's like converting. This is where you convert stuff into something else, I guess, to be able to upgrade your potions and craft other things. I'm hoping that these can be increased as well at some point, where they're not, I guess 50 armor isn't bad. There's 25 thorns, but hopefully you can make those stronger as well. If you say weak, so I'm assuming that there's going to be an iron barb elixir, a strong iron barb elixir, or something later on down the line. Here is our Surveyor of Curiosity. You see when I right click, I set my pin, and now you can see the trail. You can also see it on the map up here. So it should normally give us the fastest route to our pin. And in here, just like in Diablo 3, we have our options. I still need a helm. It's my legendary I'm missing. I have 95, it costs 4, so we can get 2 of those.
It seems
and I got
your
one.
prayers have been answered.
Basic skills grant 25% damage reduction. Okay, we will take that. We're losing our socket though, but we can always add one on. So we are now full legendary, and we got an achievement for that, actually. Legendary hero, we unlocked gilded and sovereign things. We do not have enough money to add a socket. And I do want to save this because I want the gem out of it. So now we have, it's not the legendary I wanted. It did give us basic skill attack speed, which is our left click. Basic is left click, core is your right click, and then your other ones are here. It gave us some resistances, it gave us a little bit of attack speed. It gave us Decrepify rank 1, which we're not going to use in this build. But it did give us our 25% damage reduction for 6.5 seconds on top of our other damage reductions that we have. It's actually not bad. We've already went all over these things. Like I said, the Stable Master doesn't do anything right now. We'll go to the World Tree, show you that real quick. I'll show you some more fighting. Very, very pretty game. The graphics are amazing. It will run better, hopefully, on release. This is obviously the second beta, the open beta. So here's our statue of Inarius. We click on here and we can go to our torment and our nightmare levels. So rank 1 is just your regular leveling. Rank 2 is your veteran, which is obviously what I'm running now. Each you get 20% more experience, 15% more gold, which also makes enemies more challenging. Nightmare adds sacred items and unique items, sigils, hell tides. Like, this just adds more content to the game, like, overall. Yeah, we can't actually do this because it's locked out. Monsters give 100% increased gold, 15% or experience. I'm sorry. Monsters overcome 20% resistance, so your spell resists do 20% less, and then for here it's 40% chance less, but 200% more experience. If you're grinding Paragon levels, you know that's gonna get you. But recommended for level 70 plus. This is 50 to 70. This is 1 to 50. And it looks like you do have to complete certain things. Unlock by completing the campaign and the Cathedral of Light capstone dungeon in Kyovashad, which we obviously haven't do, and get World Tier 2 Veteran. Oh, I guess it means on World Tier 2 Veteran to do it. And then here, yeah, so you have to have World Tier 3 Veteran to unlock Nightmare, and then to unlock Torment, you have to have already unlocked Nightmare, yes. So for unlocking Torment, you have to have unlocked Nightmare already. Complete Fallen Temple dungeon, and Dry Steps. Ancestral items and new unique items can drop. Don't know what those are yet. Have a look at them.
You have to do that.
Let's go ahead and see if we can find something to do. We'll set our waypoint up there. We haven't done these yet. So the blue icons are your side quests, and they show up on your map as blue circles or areas. You can see I haven't explored everything on the Necromancer yet. I did on other characters, but I'm like, I know there's a waypoint somewhere over here, I believe. Probably up in this area that I haven't been into.
Not while I'm in town.
There's a bug in the beta, and I'm not sure. It's probably tied to the main story quest, where if you try and leave Kyovashad right here, you get stuck right about here. And you'll just start hitting an invisible wall and teleport back and forth. You'll be like, and you can't go through. I'm not sure if that's going to happen in live. I really freaking hope it doesn't, because it's so annoying. If that happens, you won't be able to exit through here. You'll have to go all the way through the town, come out, and then run all the way back up. Which is really annoying when you're trying to get stuff done and run around with the party, and they've already advanced further in the story than you, and you can't exit the same spot of the town. It should not be a thing. Sorry. These are all super. Most of these enemies in here you don't even have to do anything with in the world. They are junk mobs. Unless you see their elites, they'll have a little icon underneath their name, and their health bar will be a little different. For the most part, I just let the enemies handle this. Whether or not you get experience for them killing things and you not doing anything, I don't know. I did not actually test that out. I'm not sure if in like some games your minions kill something and you don't do any personal damage, you don't get experience. I would hope that's not the case in this game. So these undead mobs, we're supposed to be picking up these essences for a side quest. Gather spirit anima from the undead. So that's what this quest is all about. You can see on the map here, the bright blue dot, that is an essence that we haven't picked up. So we know to go there and pick it up. You will see essences from other people's kills on the map, which is really cool. So if there was someone up here in here killing all these skeletons right now, well, it says Exorcist Cache, so someone's already killed those. Maybe. That might be the case. If someone's already killed those, we just run over there and pick them up. I'm not sure if that's what happened. I believe that is what happened there. There should be a bunch of... That's just telling us that's where we get them from then. But they should have been blue, but they were able to pick up. I can come pick these up. So it's not someone else's. But you can see other people's kills. If someone had come up in here and killed all these things, you could essentially see the kill. I don't know what this thing is that's blinking up here. I believe there might be an event. Skip this and run up over there real quick. Yes, that is an event. I was right. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and head over to this event. There's another person here. Other people in the world will be yellow dots, or yellow diamonds. Let's get down there and get it started. So when you see it as a triangle like this on the map, this event is level 25, Call the Wicked. If it's a little triangle like that, that means that's where the event is. It has not started yet, but it should any moment actually begin. And it's probably one that says clear the area of hostility, and you legit just run around and kill everyone. And like with previous Diablo games, if you hold down the shift button while left clicking or using an ability, you will use the ability in place. This is my left click. This is my right click. The golem charge. We don't have any corpses. Alright, the icon actually went away, so let's just head over to the dungeon, I guess. There's shrubs around the world. While not true herbology and mining in the game, there are herbs and gourds you pick up, and those are used for potion upgrading and stuff. So here I've got Home Storm and Bloodness, so I can't take damage. I'm doing double damage. Also getting a little bit of a Fortify. You can see Fortify gave me 23 out of my life. So that'll hopefully take off that damage before it takes off my health. It's showing us that we have 2 essences here, but as you can see there are none. So that's a bug. There's another Gallivine. Weird bear form. Also has the hurricane around him. Out of the classes, I felt like the druid was the weakest that I played. I leveled everything to 25, ran a bunch of dungeons, ran a bunch of events, and druid just sadly did not. There was a lightning storm druid that I did build that actually did an amazing amount of AoE damage, but it spent resources so fast and built it up so slow that it just felt like there was way too much downtime for it to be like really viable. It probably just needs more talent points later on in the game, and hopefully the druid will benefit from those later on and be stronger than it is now in beta. But as you can see, it's showing us there's all these caches, whatever how you want to say them, but they're not here.
Okay.
So I guess we're not completing that side quest.
Okay.
I need more time.
I will say that at this level, at this difficulty, dungeons are so boring. They look amazing, don't get me wrong. At least this one does. Some of them look kind of blah. But as you look, let me look at this. Where are all the mobs? Where is everything? This would not be a thing in Diablo 3. Oh look, there's one mob. One mob. Come on, man. Diablo. There should be like packs and stuff everywhere. Like there's a few in here, but few and far between. You know, if you're using any other Diablo, two, I felt like there was a lot more mobs. Maybe I didn't play it to end game and grind like other people did, but this is crazy. Like, oh, there's skeletons. Okay, so you will see the skeletons with shields. If you look at their health bars before they die, you will see that their health bar has a light blue outline around it, which shows their shield level. So this is the lock door we have to do the event to accomplish. Alright, see how, no, the purple. You see how it has blue and purple. Purple is my vulnerability, and the blue is their actual shield level. Remember, we're right-clicking to make our target vulnerable. It's a trap. This is an elite. It has teleporter effects. When you mouse over, you can see it says teleporter, and it has a little icon of like a curved arrow. These other mobs are not elites. They just have increased health. You can see it looks like a little heart emblem, and any mob with that is going to have increased health and by quite a bit, I should say, or at least like quite a bit. So right now we're trying to figure out how to unlock the door. There's got to be something we got to pick up. Key somewhere. Oh. Activate the gate winches ×2. So we're looking for gate winches. Let's go back to that guy. You'll see his health bar has a blue, like, its own health bar on top of it. Once that's gone, he'll take full damage. I'm not sure how much damage reduction will take. Probably 20% less damage. Lift that up. But I really don't know. I really don't know where this is. Got channeling shrines. So channeling shrines is what it says. All the shrines give you a movement. See, this is still around last data. You can't go through here. Outer gates. Look on the map here. It is clearly a visible path to go around this, but we cannot go in through this at all. We have to go all the way around. And same thing from this side. If you're in here, you can't get out. That's totally not intentional. first gate, wench. Come on. Pretty much just skip all this crap. Not really enough to waste time on.
I need more
Right?
time.
I mean, we're already maxed out level. We can't get more experience. We can't do Paragon. It's not during this build up, so point, right? Here's another wall that we fix. Just working our way through until I finally get the gate. Right? Those things suck. When you load them up, the souls come out, they hit you and make you vulnerable to damage, so dodge those. Here's a terrifying belief right here. Here's a bit so terrifying. If you don't put those scissors on the ground, whenever they explode like that, they fear you. Here's our healthy mobs. These wraiths, they buff other enemies. As you can see right now, he was channeling a buff to another one of these little red ghosts, orange ghosts. They get enough and then they'll do an attack. I already killed it. I should have let it happen. This guy's summoning bads. They're essentially going first. There's our weapon. So the wraiths will buff a random, like here's one, we'll see if we'll do it. They'll buff another ghost, and that ghost will do a ground effect. It lays out a path on the ground whenever it's like a little reddish, orangish, orange-red strip on the ground. When it casts and it goes off, it will do a decent amount of damage to you and also knock you back. I don't know if it stuns you or not. I normally avoid them.
I need more time.
Alright, slay all the enemies. Okay. This one poisonous. And if it dies, it will explode and do poison damage normally. See, I was popping blood mist. It gave me 170 fortify out of my full health. It does go down over time, I believe. And I got my barriers up. Right now, we have barrier up. We're doing 30% more damage. All my minions had barrier up. That's awesome. Alright, so you see the buffing going on, and the dog's too fast. Just trying to see if I can get one of them to see the... No, I got this. So I just popped my favorite taunt, I popped my warrior buff, I popped Storm and Blood Mist all at the same time, and just kind of just ate everything. Super easy. I wouldn't say it's boring, so here's a cool one. Yeah, that following tree. Ooh, we got an amulet. And also, unlike D3, you don't have to identify items. They are identifiable instantly. Okay, yeah, we're using this. If you look at that legendary effects, your skeletons gain increased damage while alive, up to 41% after 10 seconds. My skeletons haven't been dying, so they'll be doing 41% more damage in 10 seconds. That is sweet. So, got a useful legendary for last day. Soul and charge and taunt. Go ahead and stuff our skeletons up and do our blood. Nice. And I'll save Bone Storm for now. Like I said, very strong pet build. I'm not having an issue with survivability right now. Like I literally stood in my trap and didn't even notice it. But if I did, I would swap out my bone splinters for the hemorrhage to get the extra healing output from the blood orbs. We don't need it for what we're doing right now, and maybe later on it would be needed. We'll find out. If I can find a freaking boss, that'd be really nice. Not we got Bone Storm and our other shield. Go ahead and buff up our skeletons real quick. So we've killed everything in the zone. Now we can open up the door, or it automatically opens. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of a boss down here, because that's a long road. Yep, here we go. Resurrected Malice. I've got this guy yet. Let's see what he does. There we go. Don't send him that. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Go ahead and buff our mages up, and got something to add. Don't stand in that ring. Remember, every 10 seconds or so, we want to be dying, so we'll start healing up. And that boss, like, just disintegrated. We still have 399 fortify on top of our 467 health to deal with. I didn't use any health potions. This build is insane. Like, needless to say, that was a crazy build. Let's go steal some of this stuff, and maybe we can put a socket in our helm. And remember, we can mark all of our stuff we're not using by mousing over and hitting the space bar to mark it as garbage. If you wanted to use these things, like this shield or something, as a transmog item, remember, you have to disenchant it, or not disenchant it, salvage it, instead of vendoring it. But I need gold. Guys, I need gold. Let's get our butt over here and unsocket this helmet. Actually, you know what? Let's just not. Let's add a socket to the helmet we just got.
I carry the best.
Add sockets to the helm. Oh crap! We don't have any prisms. I don't even know how to get those. Oh, yeah. World bosses. That's why. That's why I only had so many. Great. Anywho, we can always go upgrade our weapon again.
I need time to do that.
28k gold. Also, something to notice. Kiovashad is the only place with all the stuff in it. Some of these towns have some things, like you'll see there's not the gambler here. You do have your vendors, but you don't have your item upgrading thing. Oh, the blacksmith upgrade items, but your jewel crafting guy that isn't here. You also don't have the trait thing to add and change your traits on your legendaries. It's not in this town either. All in all, D4 is quite fun, but
I need
trying
time
to
to
make
do
this
that.
quick. I guess I could do some video editing, but I'm not really big on that, so I'll probably just upload this video after the first one. The game is fun.
I need time to do
It
that.
is. It definitely needs some work. Like, you've seen a few bugs already. Quest side was showing up on the map, but not actually being on the ground. Ooh, treasure goblin. Nice. Let's just go kill this guy. He's just gonna die fast, so. Ooh, we got another legendary helm out of it. Nice. Okay. It's the same one. It's the same helm with better stats. However, the legendary power sucks on it. So what we might do is, remember, we can take this legendary power and apply it to this one. We might do that. Assuming we get enough gold to do it anyway. Since gold is like, I know we're only level 25, but essentially, you're not going to stay at level 25, right? That's not going to happen. You're going to be going. So, you're not going to really keep all this stuff. You're not going to spend all your gold redoing level 25 legendary affixes and stuff. You're going to burn through your levels, max it out, and start running a higher content so that, God, this ability is just nuts stuff, man. I'm telling you, Bone Spear, I don't think there's a better ability for Necromancer out there. This is definitely the build, at least for open world content, that I'm going to be running when the game comes out. Aside from, I'll probably take Bone Splinters out and switch into HEMORAGE, just because why not have more survivability? Free health potions, they do 15 or 10% of your health. It applies to bosses. My son was playing it, and he ended up being the only person alive after multiple bosses that we had been fighting, because some of these bosses are ridiculous. The scaling is insane as well. More players, more boss damage, and more boss health. Come on, Blizzard. Give us some more mob density. This is a bit negative, but you know, this is beta, and maybe the higher difficulty tiers will have higher mob density. I'm assuming, pretty sure that's what it was like in D3. I can't recall, because it's been a long time since I've been a low-level character and actually leveled normal. Send a rolling them out, buff our other guys, and just start, or not even taking damage. A crazy build. It does great damage. We didn't pick up the package. Let's just search the corpse. That was our Bone Spear. It just like went straight through everything. You see it does return and take no damage after return. I like tunneling things or channeling things into a corridor or into a door frame. and then popping her against her, just letting everything behind it take massive damage. I wish that you could do like an overlay or like a half map and be able to move around a bit better than this. It'd be nice. There's a corpse over here. So if they bleed build, you could like reload one body, you come up in here, apply a bunch of bleeds, and just keep have thing in launch where you have speed running guys running around with 3 bugs, and they are just running through, applying their bleeds and moving around. This is an interesting dungeon. Full of birds and dungeon type place. Oh, see, there's our key that we're looking for. Didn't need to come here, but I want to grab this back again. Get our free movement speed, so we can get back to our objective even faster.
I need time to do that.
It's probably going to fade before we find more mobs. Nope. I'm only picking up yellows. Yeah, those little shrine things make you vulnerable. Don't want to do it that way. This is cool. Bonus damage is what starts. Every attack you do that. Especially if you have the crit build. Our door, but it's locked with some kind of magic crap. Slay 2 more enforcers. So we're just gonna bypass all the crap and look for the enforcer that we're trying to get. Try and get one up by those. See, see this one has cold, frozen, and hellbound. Hellbound, it puts this little thing on the ground. Oh, crap, I'm gonna go way down here, down to. Hellbound puts this destroyable object on the ground that shoots out chains and basically does some Hellraiser stuff and chains you to it, slows your movement speed super slow, which then makes it easier for them to freeze you. Shock lance, haven't seen that one before. Oh, yes, I have. Shock lance, that's your I don't know what it's called in D3. Puts an orb on the ground and it has a laser that shoots out so much screens and whistles. Taunting, and we got both. Still have all 10 of our skeletons and all the damage. Now that we got the 4 guys killed, now we can travel to the door up there that we were already at.
I need time to do that.
Kind of sucks that these dungeons have these things that you have to do in order to advance through the dungeon. I think it's kind of new to D4 from D3. I don't believe that you had anything like that in D3, where you had to go kill a certain amount of mobs to unlock the door so you can keep going through the dungeon. At least not with rifts. I don't know if they have stuff like rifts and stuff like that in this one. But super easy. This Necromancer build is just so easy. So we got our dungeon completed. And we picked up our utility for our rogue, which is that grenade skill I explained in the last video. I think it was the last video. And that goes into our Codex of Power for us to use later on. So there's multiple ways to get out of the dungeon. You can hold down E, click on the dungeon, which is going to teleport you outside of the dungeon, right out here. Or you can just teleport back to town, which is what I'm going to do because I'm looking under all this stuff anyway. Trying to get some gold, right, so we can upgrade our weapons. We're also going to see if we can extract that legendary power from that helm and put it back on the other helm that we just got. I don't know the cost, and I probably should have done that before I upgraded it. That costs 11k. How much does it cost to add it back? Just 12k, and we don't have enough of those either. So we need to salvage some yellows in order to get enough of these veil crystals. We stop. See, it's a double whammy. We need gold. I'm not going to have enough to extract this and apply it to this, but we also need to break down the yellows in order to be able to apply it. You're going to need a ton of yellows to be able to get the gold and the reagents to be able to change out your legendaries freely like that. Which is why I said leveling process, you're probably not you're probably not going to waste your time doing all this. The only reason we're doing this in the beta is because this is max level. We can't go above 25, so why not maximize our gear that we're using at what is technically our max level currently. Contemplating whether or not I want to change my build here. Last day of the beta, let's just make it happen. Yeah, we're gonna grab that, we're gonna grab this, grab this. Yep, we're maxing out bone spear. Right? 5. We could go to 6, but we have an item for it, so we're not going to do that. Blood mist we want. We want the fortified part, even though it doesn't really do that much good. We're going to buff our warriors. We're going to buff our mages. We're going to get more increased damage. We're going to get more increased damage to distant targets. We are skipping this entire tree for now. We're picking up Bone Storm. I don't know if we picked that up or not. Where is our golem buff? Right there. How many do we have left? That was it? That was it. We spent an extra point somewhere. Where did we put it? I will. Nope, that's got 5. Okay. We spent a point somewhere. We should have an extra point left over. And essentially I could take this fortify out. Do we need that? Do we want to have 0.5% of life of fortify? Or do we want to make our golem stronger? Definitely missing a point from somewhere. So we only put 4 points into Bone Spear since we have an item that has it, so that's saving us a point. But we did pick up these. We do want 20% attack speed while we're healthy. That's going to give us more blood orbs to pick up to heal us with. We're using blood mist to be able to stay alive. Maybe we'll take off the fortify so we can give it to... We want the damage. We want the damage. It's a ton more damage. So here's the dilemma. Whoever's watching this later on. It says you deal damage and you take and deal more damage. Does this not apply to minions? I wonder. Is this simply us? Or does it apply? I'm assuming this is just our personal, because the minion stuff looks like it's this light blue stuff. You know what? Let's oh, we can't take it off. Okay, hold on. Let's figure this out. Let's do that. Can we take it off now? No, we have to have that. Crap. We want our warriors maxed up. We want our mages maxed up. And we want these maxed out as much as possible. We still want to have our Bone Storm because, as you saw, that did a lot of damage. You know what it is? I didn't have Bone Spear maxed out identity. I think I had Bone Spear was put into this last time. And because I think our Bone Spear was only 102 damage instead of 120. Which is silly. We don't need that. I'd rather have an extra 18% or 17% more damage on our main damage ability. So So we pretty much have the same build. Let's go to skill assignment. Make sure we have what we want where we want it. Have that there. Blood mist. 2. No, blood mist needs to go here. We have our golem there. Skeletons there. We have decrepify. We're not using that. We're using our bone storm. Decrepify was given to us from an item. But it is cool if you're running as like a support. I could see a support necro that's running some curses. You can see here Decrepify does damage to an area, but actually it doesn't do damage. It slows the enemy and makes them do less damage. That's a large slow. 40% slow and 20% less damage from the mobs that are in the area. So that is actually really cool. If you're running a class that is running like a support build, say you have a party of friends and they have all this great DPS, you have somebody like your Whirlwind Barb that's running your vulnerability debuff, you could be running this as your slow, so that thing now has 2 debuffs. Druids can immobilize things with some of their abilities, so that's 3 debuffs. Then you can be running something like maybe a sorceress or something that, or a rogue that does increased damage based off of the amount of CC on a mob, and they should be able to just wreck stuff. Essentially. Whether or not that's true, we really don't know because we're just adapting, right? So if I had more points, I would definitely, like I said, I would pick up this, I would pick up this, and ignore these 2. I would pick up those 2. I'm going to max out this. I'm going to pick up all 4 of these. And then I'm likely going to max this out. Just because it does do more damage. Trying to find a close. This one has a close damage to it. Actually, I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to do a 3rd video to showcase this one. This video is getting kind of long.